Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Landy Lodge, where today we are talking FF7 Rebirth, all things Rebirth. It's my intent to not only go over that new trailer with a fine-tooth comb, but also to go over that demo, as well as some other things the Square Enix and Final Fantasy teams have put out. But none of that would be possible without these amazing sages of the Lodge you see right here on your screen. These beautiful people are YouTube channel members. They donate to the Lodge directly. They're Twitch subscribers. Hey, look, you guys know how to be a sage. All I ask is that you're here to hang out and have a good time. Now, today there's a little bit of extra production on my part. We're actually going live on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it, for the first time. And it seems to be going well. Hold your breath. Let's hope it doesn't, disrupt the stream in any way. And yeah, before we get into it, I've been making this announcement at the start of every episode. This studio is coming to an end. My wife and I are moving into a new house. So this studio, as we know it, will be setting the sun on this chapter. Let's put it that way. We're going to do a big gaming stream on Sunday to say farewell. And on Tuesday the 13th will be the final podcast in this studio. But we're not here to talk about the Lodge. We're not here to talk about the Lodge. We're here to talk Rebirth, baby. Specifically, this final trailer, which, you know what? If this truly is their final trailer, I'll be a very, very happy customer, because I feel like while there were some things they gave away, there wasn't too much here that gave away too much. Like, we still don't know. One timeline, two timelines, world lines is one thing in the live stream, one thing happening on Gaia. We don't know. So the nature of, let's say, the two worlds is still very much a mystery. They haven't given that away, which honestly, like I said, makes me very happy. Because I do feel like with Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remake, their final trailers, quote unquote, released just a little bit too much. But I'm happy to say that, at least in my opinion, this final trailer, maybe they could have dialed it back like a centimeter, but all in all, I think they did a good job. Anyway, let's give a shout out to the early birds in the chat. We got Saliha, Zane, Vicky, Will, Goro Akechi, Guardian Angel of Light, Umbra, the best mod in the game, is here. And yeah, Hyrule Falcone, always an early bird. Zebulon, Andy, good to see you guys. KH3 was guilty of that. KH3 is probably the biggest offender of that, because some of the best story beats in that game were given up in the middle, like at that final trailer. But honestly, based on the Remind trailers, the FF16 trailers, all these Rebirth trailers, I think Square Enix learned their lesson. How about a swig for the hardworking men and women at Square Enix? Gotta stay hydrated. But anyway, let's go over this little by little. What do you guys say? What do you say we go over this little by little, this trailer? Okay. Let's dial it back to the beginning. I did a little bit of this on my reaction stream, but we're gonna go all in now. What's going on, Connor? I hope you're doing good, man. I hope you're doing good. All right, let's roll this. And I'll give you guys my thoughts as we go on the way. How's the X streaming going so far? I don't think we've crashed. Let me check. Yeah, no, we're still rolling. It seems to be going well. Let's put it that way. Anyway, let's keep this rolling. Ooh, actually, wait, let me put the sound on. Let's put the sound on. Although I may have to mute it when they start playing the theme song, because I don't want to get copyright strike. 1 second. Rebirth final trailer. Okay, let's do this.
Cloud, bring me the black material.
Okay, obviously very, very on par with the original. This entire leg of the journey really is going to be about Sephiroth wanting Cloud to retrieve the black materia. So, the Lodge has expanded. Lodge Final Mix. This is the Landy Lodge Final Mix. But again, first part of this trailer, pretty much everything we can expect. Then we have this, which is, to me, vaguely familiar, because I don't necessarily remember this exact scene from the original.
The beginning.
Like, I know that song Rufus, the Shinra gang have their own agenda, but I don't exactly remember this.
The end. The celebration.
Did you see the differences between the demo sneak peek and the trailer shots? I did not. Maybe we could touch on that today.
Of the faithful. A watershed moment for all mankind.
And we touched on this on the stream. Watershed moment just kind of means like a turning point.
Hey kids,
Good to see them back. They look good. Can't wait to see them goon around.
sorry we're late.
I think that's the keystone from the Temple of the Ancients. Yeah, I know that's the Temple of the Ancients. I guess maybe I don't. I guess because the animation is so improved, it's just not. It's not overlapping. Yo, but you see this? Rude actually swinging at Tifa. Rude is actually swinging at Tifa. Very new. The guys, I mean, we'll talk about the demo later. The synergy attacks are going to be everything. The synergy attacks really are going to be the best part of the combat. And again, everything, I'm pretty sure everything in the first half of this trailer is relatively similar with the original. From my estimation, and from everything that I remember, all of this, while some of it may be different, specifically in presentation, it's all in line with the original. It's really the second half of the trailer where they start shaking the bag.
Who wants to be the first lucky lady? Hey, boss! Your guests are here! Cha! At long...
And yeah, like, come on, Gilgamesh? Come on, a Gilgamesh secret boss? Talk about giving the people what they want. Let's keep it going.
Last, the knave returns. I refuse to be upstaged a second time!
So, look, hold on.
My friend!
I want to stop it at a good freeze frame. Maybe right here. Check it, guys. Are you noticing that Roche is obsessing over Cloud in a lot of the same ways Sephiroth does? Right? There seems to be that Cloud seems to be almost like a magnet for the two of them. Now, I put out a theory that Roche might be a Sephiroth clone, or maybe he was injected with the S gene in the way that Cloud was, because I'm sorry, he's kind of harping on Cloud in a similar fashion to the way Sephiroth does. You know what I'm saying? Just something to look out for. Let's keep it rolling. And this right here, man, the way Sephiroth is just tempting Cloud and kind of molding Cloud into like a rageful being, so good.
Good, Cloud. Very good. Fill your hollow heart with rage.
Because again, that is what Sephiroth wants. And by the way, I'm actually going to do a full-on video on this, but I do want to say I absolutely love this tagline. The world will be saved, but will you? I love that because it shoots down this grand door of like, we got to save the world. We got to save the planet, which, as you guys know, is like right in line with who Barret is. We got to save the planet. The planet's dying, Cloud. When it's like, look, the planet has been through the planet between like ice ages, meteor strikes, no pun intended, volcanic eruptions, super volcanoes. Like, the planet has been through it. The planet will always adapt. The planet will always survive. It's not about saving the world. It's about saving yourself. And you'll notice there's a line Aerith has to Cloud later in this trailer that kind of paints the same idea. Like, yeah, save the world, whatever. But this is about saving you. This is about saving yourself. Anyway, just wanted to punch that in. We'll talk about that more on the channel. Let's just keep it rolling. Josh Z says, Landy, in the OG, Tifa stops Cloud from killing Aerith. In Rebirth, the inverse will happen where Aerith will stop Cloud from killing Tifa. I'm fully certain of it. You know, look, there's something in this trailer that I think would paint into your little theory there, but I don't think that's a very far-fetched idea. Like Josh Z, I think that's a very possible consequence for changing fate. Okay, I may have to mute it soon just because I don't want to get copyright strikes. Okay, I'm going to mute it, unfortunately. Again, I don't want to get hit with that. Don't want to strike on my channel. But this, so here we go. This is the second half of the trailer that really just changes everything. Now, I won't bring it up yet. I won't bring it up yet. By the way, shout out to Josh Z for being a channel member for 10 months. We really appreciate that around here. So thank you, buddy. Okay. Keep it going. So as we see, Zack finds Aerith, but she seems to be relatively comatose. So they haven't really had their reunion just yet. Then we have this. So there seems to be, you know, I think Will's word came in here and clarified that this is taking place in Cosmo Canyon. There seems to be another faction who wants the gang to get the black materia, but his words are very peculiar. Here, I will play it very briefly. Let me lower it, though. And he talks about so that we could wake up from this endless dream, something along those lines.
Please.
Please.
It alone can liberate us from this endless dream.
So what does that mean? Right? Does that mean this FF7 trilogy is almost like this separately suspended reality that this faction is interpreting as like an endless dream? Like maybe the world of FF7 is caught in a time loop in much the way Final Fantasy 1 is? So, I don't know. Let's keep it going. Okay, then we have CISSNEI. And I don't want to say too much. Because I have a video on CISSNEI dropping on the channel tomorrow. But what I will say, this was one of the coolest reveals of the trailer. I absolutely lost my mind when they showed us CISSNEI. I have a lot of thoughts about what her inclusion means. But I'm going to save a lot of that for my video tomorrow. Again, I've got a big CISSNEI video dropping tomorrow. So I actually am not going to discuss her too much here today. But what I will say is, if you think she's the last Crisis Core character to appear in this trilogy, you are fooling yourself. She is the tip of the iceberg. Keep it going. Also, Cloud happens to look really, really cool in this shot. I don't know, something about this shot of him. I think it looks pretty badass. And then we got Johnny, who we're going to talk about more. I love his new getup. He's got a new gig. He looks good. Also, come on, Sailor Barret. Please, on New Game Plus, can I keep him in the sailor outfit throughout the whole game? Please? So you're going hard on the Genesis Returns train? I would give Genesis returning 70% chance. Zane is going 100%. I'm going to go 70 because maybe he shows up in the third game. But I'm going to give the Genesis return a 70% chance. Keep it rolling. Which also, my boy Cloud looks good. My boy Cloud is looking fresh. Also, the ladies look good. And I like how their beach outfits resemble their overall style. Like the how would I put it? The format of their outfit is very similar to their regular streetwear. I appreciate Red being a gentleman. I swear that Moogle thing. Also, I love this. I'm going to play this line very briefly. Like, I love that they're letting Yuffie act like a kid. Because that's really kind of her role in this party, for lack of a better term, is she's the kid. All these party members are basically adults, right? Between, you got Cloud, Tifa, Aerith all in their 20s. Barret and Sid are a little older. Vincent, as we know, is older, especially technically speaking. Yuffie is the kid. And her kind of having this sort of youthful spark is exactly the direction they need to take this character. By the way, spoilers for the original coming in. I particularly really like her reaction to Aerith's death in the original because she almost doesn't know how to cope. Again, because she's a kid. Now, she's not like a little kid. She's 16, I believe. But that's pretty much being a kid. Moving on. And again, the world exploration looks really good. I happen to be a big fan of that. El Reina. El Reina, man. You know something? I hope El Reina's just as goofy as the original. They're kind of showing her to be a bit of a badass, which I don't mind, but she's hilarious in the original. So I just hope they keep that. Vinny, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the most badass looking character of FF7, but also the biggest cuck of FF7. But seriously, he looks great. Elena, no, Elena. They have to keep, make her more funny. Yeah. I think so too. Larxene ain't here, bro. Larxene's funny because she's just brutal. Elrena's funny because she's a goofball. And that's the thing, man. All the mini games look like such a blast. By the way, can we just say Tifa looks great? Tifa looks great as a Shinra guard. Just want to give the girl her due. Gotta be honest, she looks really good. Suko Bars, what is going up, dude? I just watched this last night. I was like, hype. The game looks incredible. Look, allow me to give a more broad statement right now. Let me tell you what I love the most about this trilogy. And I can really only say this for Rebirth right now. This isn't necessarily true for Remake. But look, I grew up in a time, guys, where if someone said Final Fantasy VII, the one on PlayStation 1, if you just said Final Fantasy VII is the best game of all time, that was a very normal statement to make. It was a very normal opinion to say that FF7 was the best game ever. Now, we've gotten to a point where I don't think that's necessarily true anymore. I don't even think OG FF7 is even the best Final Fantasy anymore. But it seems very clear to me that Square Enix is trying to make Rebirth the best game of all time. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but based on the efforts that I am seeing, it would appear to me Square Enix wants people to say that FF7 Rebirth is the best game of all time, the way we all said it about the original back in the day. Keep it going. Again, the mini games look great, which, can I say something? This is so good. Because Barret and Yuffie have every reason to clash. They're two of the characters whose interactions I look forward to a lot. So seeing them kind of doing this mini game together, giving them a chance to bond, I love it. Keep it going. Okay, we got to talk about it. Take a sip. Take a breath. What's up, Dom? I am still worried about Sid. What they are showing us of Sid, he is being way too nice. Now, let me be clear. There is, other than combat, the best thing about Remake was the characters. I trust this studio to do right by all these characters. They did right by every character in Remake. I trust they're going to do right by most characters in Rebirth. Sure, but we've only seen like 2 brief scenes of him. We're up to like 4. Here's the only out I'm going to give them. Maybe Sid just has a soft spot for Aerith. Because everything they're showing us of him is him talking to Aerith. And he's being super nice, super polite. Because if you remember in the original, one of Cid's regrets was that he never got to take Aerith on the airship. Right? So, I think he's going to correct that this time around. Cid finally got therapy. Look, maybe it's a consequence of the whispers. I don't know. But I don't see any smokes. I don't see him being an asshole. I've talked about Cid and the whole thing on another episode of the podcast, so I'm not really going to get into it. All I'm going to say is, the more people keep telling me, Landy, wait till they show more. Landy, wait till they show more. And every time they show more, he's still being a gentleman, which is fine. He eventually becomes that way. But as I always say, that's so satisfying because when we find him, he is this broken asshole of a man. I hope they maintain that in some way, but they're making me nervous. That's all I'm going to say. It wouldn't ruin the game for me. I'm not going there. I'm just saying. I'm just making it clear what I want. And I understand that I don't always get what I want. And neither will you. But let's keep it rolling. Song Rufus, which I gotta say, I am very excited for Rufus. I feel like Rufus is an example of a character who the devs had big plans for in the original, but given time constraints, they weren't able to flesh him out a lot. You know, I think of him in a similar camp to Yuffie, Vincent, stuff like that. So I'm excited to see them flesh Rufus out more, because I do think Rufus is a really cool character. And then who the hell is this? So he's from Wutai. It looks like the same hooded figure who is at the parade. I still think it's Glenn. My money is still on Glenn. Still on Glenn. How do you guys feel? You guys think this is Glenn? That's what I think. Rufus recognizes him. Ooh. Yeah, you're right. Ooh. Ooh. Would Rufus recognize Glenn? I haven't seen anything from First Soldier that would imply the two know each other. That is a very good observation. Huh. Because at least where I'm up to in First Soldier, could be Genesis Copium. Could be. Okay, could be Genesis. Could be Genesis. Rufus would recognize Okay. Dude, this scene is going to break my heart. This is going to break my heart, dude. Glenn did work for Shinra, but wouldn't Rufus have been very young at the point in time? Yeah, that's why I'm actually thinking it may not be Glenn at all. Unless we get to the end of First Soldier and like Glenn meets Rufus. But I don't know. Goro, Genesis with a beard would go hard. It would go so hard. Give Genesis my beard? Come on. Dude, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt so much. Dude, this.
Love.
I don't want to get struck anyway. Now look, guys, can I just say, some of you have been in the lodge for a long time. Some of you have been with us for years. This exact plot point of Genova messing with Cloud's head and getting him to turn on Tifa. I have been talking about this as a plot point for years. And listen, I've taken a lot of hot takes and controversial takes on this channel. Nothing has gotten me more flack than telling people for years that this was going to happen. Nothing got me more flack than telling people this was going to happen. I don't know why. But for some reason, people weren't happy when I said this was coming. But it's very obvious this is coming. And now it's obvious it's here. So, I don't know. Moving on. Which it's so raw. Did you guys notice though? You know, I think Zane brought this up. In the trailer, Cloud doesn't have blood on his face, but in a different I saw a different trailer where he did. It was very weird. Notice the blood right away, right, Zane? Right. And like, yo, what is this? Okay, this is where I kind of lose it. This is where I can't kind of lose it. We've got Zack without a Buster Sword. In this shot, Sephiroth doesn't have the Masamune, but then suddenly he does. I'm not crazy, right? Okay, let's do that again. Okay, look, we got no Buster Sword Zack. We've got no Masamune Sephiroth. But then, what? Keep it going. Then he goes, he cuts him down, but that won't be enough to stop him. Then we have ribbonless Aerith, which I'm sure you've all seen my theory today. I'll go over it briefly in a minute. A ribbonless Aerith and a Cloud without a Buster Sword. Where's the Buster Sword? Are those two scenes with like Zack, Sephiroth, Cloud, Aerith? Is this right on top of each other? Okay, Rojix is saying in the demo, Masamune only appears when he fights. Okay. That's a good point, actually, now that I think about it. This is a dream sequence, I think, after her death. So here's what I think. I did a whole video on this today where I probably explained it better than I will now. But here we go. I'm gonna take another shot at it here live, explaining exactly what I think is going on here. Okay. Here you see, we have Aerith without a ribbon. Right? Ribbonless Aerith. Now, look, maybe she simply took the ribbon off just before this scene. Maybe. But it looks like she's turning to see Cloud arrived, and the ribbon was off before she saw Cloud. So I was like, oh, Cloud, you're here. Let me take the ribbon off so I can give you the materia. The ribbon was already off. I will tell you why that's important. Turns around and sees Cloud, no ribbon. So, when Aerith died in the original, what was the first thing that happened after she got stabbed? The ribbon came off. That was the first thing to happen. When Aerith died in the original, the first thing to happen was for the ribbon to come off. Okay? Follow me? That was the first thing to happen. So when we ask ourselves why this Aerith doesn't have a ribbon, maybe that's it. And I have something to back that up, and I will get to it. But let's keep going. Miyako, you get it. This is probably other timeline / Black World Aerith. Here's what I think. I think this is the Aerith from the original game. I should probably start with my thesis. I think this is the Aerith from the original Final Fantasy VII. Because, as we know from Remake, Sephiroth and Aerith are both receiving information about the original sequence of events. Both Sephiroth and Aerith have knowledge of the original game. Now, we know that this is basically the same Sephiroth. If you read Lifestream Black on the way to a smile, it tells you how he was able to revive himself. So we know this is the same Sephiroth. However, I don't want to say we know. There's a lot of evidence to support that the Sephiroth we're interfacing with is the Advent Children's Sephiroth. Now, this Aerith, I believe to be the original Aerith. Reason number one, the no ribbon. Because when she dies, the ribbon falls off immediately. It goes hand in hand. Secondly, you notice in Advent Children, Marlene is wearing Aerith's ribbon. Additionally, now what was the other point I made? I had two other points. I might just pull the video up here on the podcast. I'm not going to copyright strike myself, right? But, man, what was the other point I had? I know there's the white materia, But there was something before the white materia. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up real quick. I can't, this is so silly. I can't even believe I'm going to pull up my own video on stream. This is so silly, but we're doing it. We're doing it. I can't believe we're doing it. This is Lodgeception. You guys ready for Lodgeception? Because we're going there. Okay. Okay, let me make sure that this is on. Let me skip to my second reason, right? So hear this out, right? Entitled Lifestream Black, many of us have theorized that this might literally be the Advent Children's Sephiroth. This would explain many things, but most notably how he has knowledge of these events. Then we have Aerith, who similarly seems to have this depth of knowledge as well. However, this Aerith is clearly from this world, but she seems to be receiving information from, quote-unquote, the planet. Some have theorized it could be the live stream itself, the whispers. You guys can hear it, right? I just want to make sure you guys can hear this. Because again, I could go in and explain this theory, but I'd rather the version of me that wrote it all down say this theory. Nerva, and some have even postured that it could be Aerith from the original Final Fantasy VII that is feeding this information to the Aerith in our party. Now, this idea for the longest time was merely conjecture without much proof behind it. But now getting us back to the Aerith from this particular shot in the trailer, I believe that this very well could be the Aerith from the original game. So, which by the way, long hair Aerith looks so good. With that laid out, let me tell you why. Let's start with the fact that her pink ribbon is missing. We know how important that ribbon is to Aerith, as Zack was the one who gave it to her. So, it's not something that she would discard so easily or even willingly. However, if we recall, Marlene from Advent Children is wearing Aerith's pink ribbon, or perhaps one like it. Additionally, in Aerith's death scene in the original, we see her pink ribbon fall off. You see that? This happens right after she gets stabbed. First thing to happen is that ribbon comes off. It goes hand in hand. Off shortly after meeting her end. So, it would be implied that the Aerith from the original game would no longer have said ribbon. But Landy, you crazy sicko, is that really enough to confirm this? Well, I am so glad you asked, dearest viewer, because there is more to it. Let's consider the fact that we are in the church, which has been mentioned by Aerith to be a sacred place. And as we have seen throughout the series, noteworthy events always seem to happen here. So perhaps this church can act as a leeway for communication across realms. I mean, after all. So again, kind of what I'm getting at there is that the church that Aerith visits has been a conduit for not only big noteworthy events, but communication across realms. Consider when Cloud first crashed in there and he was talking to another version of himself, and then Sephiroth came in to communicate with him. It's always kind of been a conduit between different worlds. Keep it going. That's what the idea of a church is, isn't it? But let's go another step further. Notice that this Aerith is speaking very monotonally. Her temperament and personality, in a sense, seem to be absent. So actually, let's back that up. By the way, we're going to back that up with the trailer itself. Big shout out to Mo Chocolate coming in with the $1.50 super chat. And then a $2 super chat from Goro Okechi. My theory in your 5-minute Aerith vid, please read comment. Absolutely. Absolutely. Once we get to the end of this, we'll read out your comment. But check this out, guys. The way Aerith is talking to Cloud in this scene, she doesn't really sound like herself. She's being very monotonous. Listen. Ooh, 1 second. 1 second. There we go.
This isn't about me, though.
You hear that? It's different.
It's about saving the world.
It's about saving the world. Remember that line? The world will be saved, but will you?
And you.
There's just something a little different there. That's all. Let's go back to this. Worldly version of this character. And lastly, we cannot ignore her giving him the white materia. This leg of the journey. Yeah, this is huge. This is also huge. I'm not sure the Aerith from our world would so easily, or not so easily, I don't know how she would conclude this. That's all. Is so focused on the black materia in both of the original and as implied by the latest trailer. If the Aerith from the original really could help in any way, giving Cloud this white materia to try and counteract these events is exactly what she would do. So, okay. So that pretty much sums it up. Again, it's not anything concrete, but just between her not having that ribbon, the way she's speaking, being at the church, and all the other anomalies in that scene, white materia and all, it's enough to make you think. Now, Goro, you had a theory you wanted me to read from that video. Let me pull it up. Where are you, Goro? I don't see your comment anywhere. Do you want to put it in the chat? If you put your theory in the chat, I'll read it, but I don't see your theory anywhere, dude. Anyway, let's keep it rolling. Let me know where to find it, Goro. I don't see it in the comments. So then here's the end of the trailer. But notice this, guys. Notice this. I'm just going to say this. Shout out to Umbra for pointing this out on our stream. If you notice, this seems to be the end of the game. No Aerith in the party. Aerith's not here, guys. This seems to be the end of the game. And there's no Aerith here. There's no Aerith here. I see Barret, Red, Kate Sith, Tifa, Yuffie, Cloud. There's no Aerith. There's no Aerith. No Vincent or Sid either. Yeah, she's just taking a nap. Yeah, fucking dirt nap. All right. Yeah, so now that's a good question, Umbra. What is the icy structure behind Sephiroth? Good question. You know, I haven't seen anyone really talk about that. What do you guys think? Any takers? On your Aerith video, I replied to your first comment. Ah, okay. Okay, I got it. All right, guys, here we go. We got a sicko theory in the lodge. So, Akutagawa-san says, also, Landy, I have a theory/speculation that might be mind-breaking. In Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, we are told that people don't die in the conventional manner. They still live in the memories and the life stream. So I have been wondering, if someone died, can someone who knew them see them in the past? In remake time, and fate is being meddled with, and I believe both Aerith and Sephiroth are going into the past and interacting with their old friends along with their past selves, trying to change what happened. Hence why Aerith knows so much about the original, and same for Sephiroth. But with Aerith having the white materia, I believe it is the manifestation of the abilities that Aerith and Sephiroth have to control and manipulate fate. That would be in line with a grandfather paradox, where the timeline is looping back on itself. I definitely think you're right about Sephiroth. But when it comes to Aerith, I don't know. The Aerith from our party, I don't think she's that. If there's communication with a different Aerith, then she's that. What do you got here for me, Umbra? What is this? What are you giving me here, Umbra? Oh! Oh! That icy structure is from Advent Children? You gotta be kidding me, man. Whoa! Let me fix this. Oh, man. Go back and forth. Oh, man. Umbra, you dog. Oh, shit. Maybe Sephiroth and Jenova want to do to... Oh my God. Oh my God. So, the way they were trying to... Sorry, I'm having like 30 thoughts at once. 1 second. We haven't even gotten through the trailer. Okay, guys. I don't know if we could do the demo today. I don't know if we could go through the demo. Maybe we could, because we're at the end of the trailer. But does it mean the worlds merged? That's what it means. Wait. I think what Sephiroth and Jenova, the way they were trying to taint all these children in Advent Children, I think they're trying to do that to the live stream itself. So what they were doing to the children in Advent Children, they're now, I think now Sephiroth and Jenova, they're going a step further, and maybe they want to just taint the live stream itself. And yeah, the game is said to end at the Forgotten Capital, which is where this would be. Interesting. Best mod in the game. Best mod in the game. Yeah. It's literally the Forgotten Capital. Wow. Again, let's see if we can sneak in Sephiroth's dialogue at the end here. Because it seems like the game's going to end with him getting his way. Like, this game ends with the worlds merging.
Spite and sorrow are harvested.
Spite and sorrow are harvested. Again, very similar to Advent Children. Very, very similar to Advent Children.
To feed the planet.
I can't. We're going to get hit with the strike. But look at this. You see this? So this is what we're looking at right here, guys. These last, like, 4 seconds of the trailer. This is the moment. Wait, whoa. Wait. Hold on. I might be seeing things. Okay, no. Red herring. This is Cloud going to stop him. Like, right there. Let's see if we can catch that. Ah, I just missed it. But it seems like he'll at least stop the first attempt. You know what I mean? There it is right there. Because that's the Forgotten Capital. That's where Sephiroth is supposed to descend down and strike. But it looks like Cloud is there to meet the Masamune. Look at his shot. Cloud blocks it. Yeah, no, the first attempt will be blocked. Dude. 7 seconds till the end. That's true. He is still suspended in air. But all right, that'll wrap us up on the trailer. Let's now move over to the demo. 7 seconds to the end indeed. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now the demo. We would need a whole episode to break down the demo in full, right? Because it's an hour and 40 minutes. So maybe I'll just do the highlights instead. Okay, let's pull this up. There we go. Man, this game is going to break the internet? Totally will. I have something intriguing to bring up later? Good. We like the intriguing stuff. By the way, how are we doing? Is everything still going? Yeah, cool. We're chilling. Just checking if we're still live on Twitter. That's still going. It is still going. We're rolling. Very cool. I'm happy to see that. All right, very cool. Which, I guess I'll put my Twitter link in the chat. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's a really good way to keep up when podcast episodes are happening and videos. So I dropped that link in the chat. Now, let's get into this. So, obviously, the game starts with the Nibelheim incident being recounted. No surprise there.
I couldn't believe my luck.
So, let's go over this. Where are we at? We're at 48 minutes? Okay, we got time. We got time. Let's see, where can we take this from? Right, let's just skip right ahead to here. So, I gotta hand it to him. Did I call it Nibelheim? Instead of Nibelheim? Yeah, Nibelheim. You know, you guys know Nibelheim. Anyway, I have to say, the cinematic directing of this demo was so remarkable. Like, it's so unsettling to see Cloud act this way. You know what I mean? Cloud is literally talking to himself here. Yeah, no, it's more Zack talking to Cloud. He's just remembering it all. Okay.
Because if it's another one of those Turks gigs, you can let me off right here.
Because, like, it's so crazy. Because, like, it doesn't even really match the persona that he was embodying in Remake. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Finally make first. What do they do? Call a ceasefire with Wutai. Stealing my shot at glory.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not even the Remake Cloud. It's so unsettling in the best way.
I didn't join Soldier to be an errand boy. I joined up so I could be a hero, like you.
Well, our mission is to survey a rundown reactor. Another one of those Turks gigs.
Fine. Job's a job, I guess. Where is it?
Like, it's so good. It's so... Because this is the kind of stuff you couldn't do in the original, right? In the original, you place Cloud in the Nibelheim scene, and it just kind of made sense, right? There wasn't anything really unsettling. You kind of just took it as it was. But if you're someone who, like, you played Remake, and that's the only FF7 game you played, and then you boot this up, you're like, what the hell's going on with Cloud? What is this? Hey, yo, big shout out to Will's Word for the super chat. It says Confluence of the Worlds. A union cross, if you will. Yeah. Square Enix does a lot of the same tropes in a lot of their games.
Nibelheim.
Nibelheim?
Nibelheim.
That's where I grew up.
Okay, let's skip ahead now to when they're chatting in here.
Nibelheim. That's where they built the first reactor. Right?
Yeah.
Also, man, Tifa's just discomfort. Now, Cody Christian, the voice actors of Remake are all brilliant. Every single one. Every single one. But man, the way Tifa is expressing herself, like, you can feel how uncomfortable she is. So well done.
It all started in the fall. Something was wrong with the reactor, and the whole village was up in arms. Talk of strange new monsters on the mountain only made things worse. People were scared, desperate.
The villagers tried to take care of the monsters themselves, but it was no good. Ended up calling Shinra. So the company sent help. Best they had.
Okay. So they get here. Honestly, the entrance to Nibelheim is...
You still got parents, though, right?
So perfect. I showed up right where I wanted to go. Man, so, yo, Josh Z with a $10 super chat. Says, can you pull up the flash forward of Cloud fighting Sephiroth at the end of Remake? I think it is the same shot at the end of the trailer from a different zoomed in angle. Can you pull up the flash forward of Cloud fighting Sephiroth at the end of Remake? 1 second. I think I know what you mean. Let me pull that up. Let me pull that up. I got it. I got it. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So, I think flash forward, right? Where does that flash forward happen? Why do I feel like it happens closer to the edge of existence? The one where Cloud is flying towards him? That was it. Yeah, which one do you mean, Josh? Do you mean the one where they're kind of like head on, where it's supposed to be like a rehash of the original? Or do you mean the one where he's like going to strike overhead? Because I think I could pull that one up over here. Let me see. Give me a second. I think I could pull this up. It's not this one. Oh, 1 second. Is it this one? No. 1 second. We're getting there. Actually, no, I couldn't find it in any of them. Maybe it's this one? Yeah. Are you talking about this one? Is this the one you're talking about, Josh? I think this just has been a huge passion project of FF7 nerds waiting the whole series to make sense from one place. Yeah, to kind of condense the whole compilation into one thing during the Whisper fight. So not this one. During the Whisper fight. 1 second. Let's pull that up. During the Whisper fight. So before we actually fight Sephiroth. Okay. 1 second. I'll pull it up. One second. We gotta do the final chapter. Right? Okay, Whisper fight. Because I think I know which one you're talking about. It's going to be hard for me to pinpoint. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm trying here. I'll see if I can hunt it down. It's before the Sephiroth fight. Because it's like, I know the shot you're thinking of. I just... Timestamp-wise, I don't know where to get it. Okay, look, here's what I'm going to do. Because I'm scrolling around this video and I cannot find it for the life of me. If anyone wants to follow this link and get me a timestamp, I'll pull it up. If someone can follow that link and get me a timestamp, I'll pull it up. But I can't find it. Yeah, I can't pinpoint it. Okay. Let's get back into the demo. Okay. Oop, wrong one. So, there has been an active effort in this new trilogy to humanize Sephiroth. Now, the humanization of Sephiroth really began in Crisis Core, kind of showing you he used to be a normal dude. But man, this demo is really leaning into, even though we're watching Sephiroth turn into a demon right before our very eyes, they're really leaning into the humanization of him. Case in point, this scene right here.
Tell me, how does it feel? I have no home, so I wouldn't know.
You still got parents, though, right?
A mother named Genova. She died shortly after I was born. My father...
Whoa there! Genova? Like from the Shinra building?
I know why they did this. This is for people who aren't as familiar with FF7. But I don't think they needed to do this. Tyler killed it in this. Look, I always liked Tyler as Sephiroth's voice actor. I thought he did a really good job in Remake. But man, is he really settling into the role now.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm getting to that.
Dude. Dude, and like the facial expression, it's a man on the cusp of madness. You can feel it.
Why am I talking about this? Come on, let's go.
Okay. Skip ahead a little bit. So here. By the way, shout out to Gamer's Little Playground. That's where we're getting this from.
Girlfriend?
So, Nibelheim looks great.
Can you show us some magic? I have to see you here.
Let's move forward a little. This is a nice touch.
Wait a minute. Is that Cloud? Silly boy. You should have let us know you'd be paying us a visit.
It's crazy because it's like, in his memory, it's like he came home a hero.
It's good to have soldiers on our side.
Eat up, Cloud. You still got room to grow, you know. You remember these pork sandwiches, don't you? They're exactly like the ones Mrs. Tyler used to make. I'm sure you must have taken them as snacks on a play date before.
Like,
Wait,
damn.
Did you go on any play dates?
Ooh, that's some lore. That's some lore right there. Wow. They're going to throw in Cloud lore when the man's trying to eat a sandwich during a psychotic misrecollection? She square lay off him, will you?
Sure feels good to have soldiers on our side.
Goodness! Is that you, Cloud?
Now, what's coming up is actually really cool. What's coming up is really, really cool. I'm just going to go ahead and skip to it. So one of the things that makes this trilogy so fun is things that used to be just kind of a footnote and characters who used to be a footnote now get a chance to just thrive. Case in point, Tifa's master, Zangan. I love this dude.
A soldier.
And you are?
Richard Zangan. A humble traveler of the world. And teacher of martial arts to the youth.
I can't.
Well-toned, but lacking mass. You need to bulk up.
Who asked you?
Anyway, I love this dude. I do hope we get more of him. Let's see, where can we go next? Perfect. This right here. Him revisiting this little water tower. Which, man, let me tell you, one thing I love so much about this trilogy already, the use of facial expressions. Any aspiring writers out there? Number one rule, show, don't tell. What does Cloud do? He sits on the water tower, he looks at Tifa's home, and he hangs his head. That tells you everything you need to know. He doesn't need to say anything. He doesn't need to flash back to anything. He doesn't need to have an inner dialogue. So it's much more powerful when it's done this way. It's much more powerful when it's done this way. He's upset with himself. Way too good. Okay, skip ahead a little. Okay, let's take it from here.
I figured you might be there.
Ooh, let's draw it back a bit.
Huh? You went to my place?
By the way, I love the escalation of Tifa with Cloud's curiosity. You went to my place? You went to my room? You went through my stuff? Like, so good. Shout out to Britt Barron is the voice actor. So good.
I
31,
figured you
32?
might-
Okay, let's take a small break here. 31, 32. Josh, you're the man. You're the man for doing that, dude. 31, 32. Okay. Yep, here we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So this is the shot. My 31. Let's get to 32. It happened so fast. Here, let me put this. Ooh, wrong one. Let's put the playback on 0.25. Okay. See how it's coming in. So let us know the goods, Josh Z. What's going on with this scene? Okay. Should be happening in a second. Here we go. 29. This part, right? So to me, I always thought this was him seeing the end of OG FF7. Because even after like you win the Sephiroth fight, Cloud kind of has this internal battle with him. Yeah, right here. Right here. So what did you want to share with us, Josh? In fact, I'll leave this right here, actually. I'll leave that right there. And when you shoot your message in, I'll pull it back up. Let's get back to this.
Be there.
Okay, Tifa, you know, grew up in a nice little home. Let's skip to up here.
You went into my room?
I did.
I did. I like how he's like low-key
You
ashamed.
went through my stuff?
I shouldn't have talked over that. Again, like, the voice acting in this game is so good. It, like, the escalation of Tifa's anger and, like, Cloud's shame. I think it's the same thing from the end of the trailer, just angled different. Oh! Okay. So... No, Josh, I have to disagree. Because what's going on here, to me, is clearly the Forgotten Capital. Like, this is clearly taking place in the Forgotten Capital. Whereas, like, this part right here, this reminds me exactly of the end of OG. Like, exactly. I could be wrong. But that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. Let's get back to it.
You went into my room?
I did.
You went through my stuff?
I know I shouldn't have.
I know I shouldn't have.
Cloud! You asshole!
You asshole! Give me a sec. Watch this. 1 second. I got something funny. Let's put the you asshole at half speed.
Cloud! You asshole!
I had to do it. Then, of course, they don't do it on this, but the piano is in there. Piano minigame is going to be fun. Let's go to some heavy stuff. Guys, we got to talk about this. I think there's some big stuff in here.
Me too.
Yeah. Go on.
Take note.
My dad
Here we
died
go.
when I was a kid.
So that's huge. That right there is huge. We've always been like, what's up with Cloud's dad? What do we know? Now, here's the fucking problem, guys. Pardon my French. At this point in the story, we can't trust Cloud's memory. Glenn, not Cloud's dad, confirmed? Not yet. Cloud's memory isn't reliable for anything. But the fact they brought up his dad, huge.
So after I left for Midgar, she was on her own. It was the first time we'd seen each other in 2 years.
Crazy. Crazy.
And last.
I'll be right there.
Cloud, is that you?
First giveaway. First giveaway. If Cloud wasn't wearing a helmet, she would not have said, Cloud, is that you?
Hey.
Welcome home. Come in. Let me get a good look at you.
His mom is so sweet.
My. So that's what they've got you wearing, huh? You soldiers sure do clean up nice.
Dude. Ah!
I've never been so
I've got more to say. I just want to wait. I've got more to say. I just want to wait.
Become? Women must be hounding you day and night.
Not really.
You know, there's all kinds of temptations in the big city.
So, this isn't what I believe. I'm not convinced of this. I just want to put this idea out there. So, obviously, Cloud is very sensitive talking about this, right? He doesn't really want to talk about it. Aerith and Tifa kind of made him talk about it. You know what I'm starting to think? What if Cloud never visited his mom? You know how Cloud was too ashamed to show his face to Tifa? What if he felt the same way about his mom? And the truth is, he actually never visited his mom, and she died before he got to see her. And that's why this trauma is so heavy on him, because he was too ashamed to go say hi to his mother, and then the Nibelheim incident happens. I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just saying I think it's an idea worth thinking about. Cloud's memory is unreliable. He can be fabricating this. I don't know, right? Why is everything freaking out? Again, I'm not saying I believe it. Just saying it's worth thinking about.
I'd feel a lot better if I knew you'd found a good girl. One who'd make sure you didn't get into trouble.
I can take care of myself.
An older, more mature girl that could keep you on the straight and narrow.
Like
And
Madam
tell you
M.
when you're being a silly goose. That's the perfect type for you, I'd say. They are feeding you properly, aren't they? Oh, Cloud. But you know, Cloud.
Rough.
Wouldn't you agree, Cloud? You're my son. Of course, I'll always...
But like you notice, like in all those shots, Cloud's not in the picture. In Crisis Core is to be believed he visited here there, right? Yeah, I get. Is it? Yeah, look, it's just a thought. Don't put too much stock in it. The scene freaks out because this is depicting repressed trauma. He surfaces it to talk with others, but it just becomes too much for him. That's why he says that's enough. Yeah, and that's why, like, again, that's why I don't necessarily buy into that thought. I just think it's an interesting thought. But, guys, maybe I'm the only one who's thought this, but the whole reason Aerith dies is because it's kind of like a second round. How do I put it? Because Cloud never dealt with the trauma of losing his mother, that's why he has to lose Aerith. You get what I mean? Like, losing Aerith was almost like losing his mother a second time. And Aerith, obviously, she's like the mom of the group. They especially show that in Remake. So you're seeing, like Umber brought up here, this is all repressed trauma that he's never dealt with. And in a sense, him losing Aerith in the original forces him to deal with that loss. Not just of his mother, but of his friend now too.
Okay, that's enough.
Wait a second. You two were neighbors?
We were, but it's not like we hung out that much.
We
Okay, let's go here for a minute. This is a good scene. Let's move it up here.
didn't really notice at the time, but looking back, all the signs were there. From the moment we arrived, Sephiroth just
Posted a question in the Twitch chat. Okay, let me hit that up. Oh, yo, Mo, I don't know when you sent those 100 biddies, but thank you. 43 minutes ago. He's probably not here anymore. Well, thank you, Mo. Even though I'm an FF7 fan, the memory stuff with Cloud and Zack mixing is still a little confusing to me. Anyway, why doesn't Tifa try to correct Cloud's telling of the story? Why doesn't she go, huh? You didn't go in the reactor. You stay with me. What are you talking about? Well, Umbra, she's doing that because she doesn't want to break Cloud's brain. Because Cloud is very sensitive to all of this. Like, here, check this out. 1 second. Let me pull something else up. The reason why Tifa doesn't say anything is because she doesn't want to break Cloud's brain. She knows how sensitive it can be, so she's just walking on eggshells. Now, give me a second here. Where is it? Where is what I'm looking for? Where is what I'm looking for? I know I got it. Okay. I got a little something for you guys. 1 second. I got a little something for you guys. Now, just where did I put it? Gungaga. If I can't find it, I can just pull it up on YouTube. Perfect. Perfect. Watch this, guys. Especially, yeah, Umbra. Check this out. Here's the original FF7, and here's what happens when, like, they're in Gungaga. This is the original FF7. This is when they go to Gungaga, and look what happens when Cloud wants to talk to Tifa about somebody. Like, walking on eggshells, she doesn't want to poke the bear, right? She's very aware of all of this, right? When Cloud first got picked up at the train station, when they recapped that in OG, Tifa knows Cloud's situation, but she's the only one who knows, so it makes her feel lonely. That's why she's always conflicted. That's why she's always hesitating, right? It's traumatic for her, so maybe she also questions her own memories. Maybe. I think it's more that she walks on eggshells around Cloud. Suko Bars, you don't got to tell me. You don't got to tell me. So, let's get the demo back up. That was fun. Okay.
This wasn't himself.
So, dude, this shot of Sephiroth just like looking out the window, his humanity fading with the sunset. Zebulun asks, I don't know if you answer this, but if I haven't played the original, will playing the remake... Excuse me. Ooh. Will playing the remakes alter my understanding of the story, or simply put, is it necessary to play the original? It's not 100% necessary to play the original, but if you play the original, you will understand the story way more. So maybe you don't need to play the original before Rebirth, but I would suggest that before the third game comes out, play the original.
What you looking at?
This landscape.
Huh?
I could swear I've seen it before.
Yeah, this is the first reactor, bro.
You okay?
Big day tomorrow. We'll be leaving bright and early. You should get some rest.
Like, damn, dude. Just like... He used to be kind of a swell dude.
You should get some...
And like, we see it in Crisis Core, but man, it hits to see it here in Rebirth. Like, he used to be okay.
Rest.
All right. Will do.
And let me say, I know some people, they prefer Sephiroth just be a monster. I like this direction better.
Night.
And dude, like, you could tell Sephiroth really valued Zack as a friend. Like, big time. You see it in Crisis Core. Sephiroth really values Zack. Oops. Blow that back up. Okay. Next morning comes. Such a Zack move right here.
We leave once our guide arrives.
Yes, sir.
Brian! Sephiroth, sir, I must insist that I take you up the mountain.
Shout out to Tifa's dad, who tried to prevent all of this. This man tried to prevent all of it. And the world wouldn't listen to him.
My daughter isn't...
Dad!
Also, like, and this is so important, it's good to see who Tifa was before she got traumatized. Because the Tifa we know, don't get me wrong, she has a beaming personality, but she's very conflicted. She's withholding information. She's nervous. There's a lot going on there. A lot of mixed, she's a mixed bag. But this Tifa was like so sure of herself, so optimistic, so peppy. It's just, it's so good. So good.
Tifa, you can still back out. You don't have to do this.
I'm going, and that's that. There'll be 2 soldiers with me. I'll be fine.
Pumpkin!
Good morning, sir. I'll be your guide for the day.
Tifa? You're our guide?
I sure am. You can ask anyone around here. I'm the best there is.
It's funny because it's like you're looking at a different person. Right? Would the Tifa of today put her hands on her hips and go, I'm the best there is? Not yet. She'll get back there eventually. But the Tifa we have with us right now, she's very far from the Tifa that we see in Nibelheim.
You could get hurt.
Not if you remember to do your job, she won't.
Umbra, exactly. It's a dead giveaway. It's a dead giveaway.
Come on.
For a posterity, sir?
Not today.
Can you talk to him?
Please, Sephiroth. It'd mean a lot to us.
It's just one photo. Come on. Where's the harm in that?
See that again? What were we talking about? Show, don't tell. You don't see Sephiroth go, guys, I guess you're right. You're right. No, he pauses for a minute and nods. He acknowledges, like, you know what? It's kind of a big deal to this small little town that I visited. I don't know, man. It's like, I'm really into the humanization of Sephiroth. I think it makes everything better. I really do. I really do. I know there are some Puritans who wish he could just stay the cold, heartless monster from OG. And don't worry, he's gonna get there. He'll be that. But him being that cold, heartless monster means infinitely more when these are his roots. When these are his roots.
There? Thanks.
Say cheese! Sounds like you were having a good
Iconic. Iconic.
time. One more!
Yeah, I guess we were.
Later.
For a while.
Okay, let's move up a little bit here. Not that all this exploration here isn't awesome. With the credits rolling and the dialogue between Tifa and Cloud. All good things, all good things. But I want to move us all the way up here. All the way, basically. Let's take it from here a little bit. I think this is where we want to be. It's, don't get me wrong, cool little scene, but not that important. Oh, the whole, hold on. I didn't expect them to pull this move. One sec. Let's dial it back. Let's dial it back to this. 1 second. So I like this. Sephiroth saves Tifa. Zack saves Cloud. Right? But dude, this poor guy? Dude, that's harsh. That's rough. Two hours later. I didn't catch that when I played it. 1 sec. Check it out, guys. It says 2 hours later. Which means Sephiroth looked for him for 2 hours. Sephiroth looked for that trooper for 2 hours. And keep in mind, they're supposed to be in a hurry. They're supposed to be in a hurry. And he took 2 hours to look for that guy. Yo, later, Will. No bueno. Again, that's what I'm seeing. A lot of what's going on here. Little things like that to show you that there was a human underneath that monster. There's a human underneath that monster. Okay, let's keep this moving. We saw all this in the trailer. I'm just going to play this because, man, I love sassy Tifa. And I hope by the third game, we get a little bit of sassy Tifa back. I know it's something that has to wait till the end.
Rings like this will disappear, right?
What are you talking about? Who told you that?
My dad. And the mayor, if you must know.
My dad. And the mayor, if you must know. Such a brat. But she's awesome.
Except the planet's huge. Mako will never run out, right?
Again, we went over this scene months ago on a podcast. So if you're interested in that, just look at our October podcast for FF7. Little bit of puzzle solving here, which I thought was cool. I hope the puzzles get a little bit more engaging. But again, this is just a tutorial. But pretty cool. You know, I'm a Zelda fan. I'm always down for a good puzzle. Okay. This was all in that old demo. Now let's get to some juicy stuff. Let's get to some juice. What if that dude who got washed away was the original Cloud? It almost was. But then Zack saved him.
Nice work.
Okay, hold up. Maybe I'm missing something here, but everything you've said makes Sephiroth sound like a stand-up guy.
There it is.
Well, he was.
And now he's pure evil, trying to kill everyone on the planet. Help me to understand this shit. Tell me something that'll really make my blood boil.
Somebody needs to clip just to help me to understand this shit. And somebody needs to draw, that needs to be a meme. And again, notice, these are the things I love so much about this trilogy. Like, show don't tell. Tifa doesn't say a word. But you can see that she's bothered. She's withholding. She's avoiding eye contact, looking down. She doesn't want to speak the truth. And notice that Aerith is the only one to notice.
Then that'll really make my blood boil.
Watch carefully. Hangs her head.
Oh, I will.
Only Aerith notices. Only Aerith notices. Okay. I'm going to let this scene roll in particular because I do like it. I like the character exchanges. Oh, man.
You wait out here, Tifa.
No way! I want to go too. Please?
Sorry, no civilians. Even if we weren't on a mission.
Come on!
Keep the young lady safe.
Gee, I wonder who this is.
Carry on.
Ugh.
I love this.
You better keep me safe.
I love that line. You better keep me safe. Tifa, you may not know it, but he made a promise to you that he would. He made a promise to you that he would. Okay. Now, let's move this up a little bit. All right, let's get to it. The man's starting to lose it.
The malfunction must be forcing the pods to depressurize. Cloud, go out and shut off the valve.
Okay. Probably the worst part of the whole demo was this. I'm sorry. Why do I gotta press L and R like 4 times? I should just do it once. Make me do it once. Or make me tap a button really fast to turn it. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit like padding.
What are you doing?
So anyone who's played Crisis Core pretty much knows this scene. It's almost shot for shot, honestly. Not like shot for shot, but like there's nothing different, really.
My mother's name was Genova. Could it be that I was created the same way? Am I the same as these monsters?
Sephiroth.
Ever since I was a child, I knew.
And what I like about that too now is with First Soldier, we do get to see his days as a child.
I knew that
Sephiroth was 1 day from retirement.
that I was special, but not like this. Not like this.
Metal. So metal. So metal.
Am I even human?
So, Umbra brought up a good point in the chat. A lot of people like to bring up Genesis, but Genesis doesn't show up until after that line. That's why it fades to black. Umbra's the best mod in the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Eventually, we went back to the inn. But when we got there, Sephiroth locked himself in his room.
I've been there, bro.
The mayor had been looking forward to having dinner with bona fide soldiers, so he didn't take the news too well. Dad had
Politicians.
to put up with his belly aching for hours afterward.
Huh?
Can you guys... All right, chat, here we go. Let's work together. This little interaction, I don't know what to make of it. The mayor had been looking forward to having dinner with bona fide soldiers, so he didn't take the news too well.
He didn't take the news too well. Dad had to put up with his belly aching for hours afterward.
Dad had to put up with his belly aching for hours afterward. Is she saying her dad had to put up with belly aching? Or had to put up with the mayor's belly aching?
Huh?
Why is this confusing him? Guys, cutscenes are expensive. Cutscenes are very expensive. You know? They wouldn't waste time on this for nothing. Her dad had to put up with the mayor's belly aching. Right? So, like, why does this confuse Cloud this much? And why does Tifa...
Must have sucked. But what...
That's supposed to mean something. They're hinting at something there.
Oh, he didn't take the news too well.
I figured that the mayor / her dad had to put up with Zack's belly aching, and Cloud is confused because he was the soldier that doesn't remember doing any belly aching. So, ooh, okay. Maybe if we recontextualize the line. Eventually, we went back to the inn, and then he mentioned Sephiroth stayed in his room, and the mayor had been looking forward to having dinner with bona fide soldiers, so he didn't take the news that Sephiroth was staying in his room too well. Dad had to put up with the mayor's, belly aching for hours afterward. But I don't understand that those two looks. The two looks, they shoot each other back and forth. Zack knew about the dinner, but Cloud didn't. That's what it is. Cloud wasn't... Okay, someone might have said this before, but Cloud wasn't aware there was supposed to be that dinner. There it is. Okay. There it is. Cloud didn't know there was supposed to be that dinner because he wasn't a bona fide soldier. So he's like, what did... There... We got it. Chat, I love you.
Soldiers. So he didn't take the news too well. Dad had to put up with his belly aching for hours.
Yeah, because look, he's shocked after the first sentence.
Himself in his room.
The mayor had been looking forward to having dinner with bona fide soldiers, so he didn't take the news too well.
See, he's shocked right away. He's like, wait, because he's not remembering. He's not remembering. Oops.
Dad had to put up with his belly aching for hours afterward.
Huh?
Must have sucked. But what about Sephiroth? What happened to him?
He left. Didn't tell a soul where he was going.
Okay, let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the good stuff. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is it.
Excavated from a 2,000-year-old rock layer, a life form in stasis. Professor Gast named this life form Jenova.
Couple things. One, remember that Professor Gast is Aerith's biological father. I'll say it again. Professor Gast is is Aerith's biological father, and he's the one who discovered and named Jenova. So, in a sense, Jenova and Aerith, the virus and the planet, are like Professor Gast's two children going at it. I find that so fascinating. That both Jenova and Aerith are almost like, in a sense, Professor Gast's children. One literally, one figuratively. Keep it going.
MEGL 7/7/1977.
1977, verified as an ancient. Which I love. Another thing I love in the world of FF7, not only is Cloud an unreliable narrator, the scientists are unreliable scientists. Right? If you didn't know better, you go through the story thinking Jenova is an ancient too. But if you know better, you know the scientists got it wrong. Science is a liar sometimes. Points if you know the reference.
Jenova, verified as an ancient. MEGL 9/13/1977. Genova Project approved.
The 13. The 13. I love that Sephiroth deeply respects Gast and despises Hojo, because Gast and Hojo are the difference between an Aerith and a Sephiroth, right? Professor Gast is Aerith's biological father, you know, and look how Aerith turned out. He had good means. It's always sunny in Nibelheim. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. And he despises Hojo, because again, with Gast, you end up with Aerith. With Hojo, you end up with Sephiroth.
So, they named the life form Genova. And once they understood what she was...
Miyako, best girl, you are right on the money. Right on the money.
They grew ambitious.
Hey, Sephiroth. What you got there?
Leave me be.
The dude was not having it, man. He don't want to talk to you.
And that was it. He stayed holed up in the basement. Reading, like a man possessed.
Dude, now you see the music's getting distorted. The music's like, it's like the music's coming from Sephiroth's mind, right? Okay, let's, night of the 7th day. Okay, let's move this forward a little bit. Maybe I'm weird. I almost find something comical about this image. I don't know why.
Cloud. I've come across the most fascinating passage.
See, he's already gone. He's already gone. You know what I mean? The Sephiroth we've known all this time does not talk the way, Cloud, I've come across the most fascinating passage. He's gone. He's gone. He's Looney Tunes. He's Looney Tunes. He's gone.
Cloud. I've come across the most fascinating passage. The specimen found in strata dating back 2,000 years smiled with what could only be described as ethereal grace. Though the truth eluded me at first, I later determined that she was an ancient, or a steward of the planet, as they are referred to in legend.
Dude, Professor Gast, dude, you fucked up, dude.
She needed a name, and so I dubbed her Genova.
Like, don't get me wrong, Professor Gast, he ain't bad, but like, I almost compare him a little bit to Ansem the Wise, where along the way, he realized how much he got wrong and felt like he had to like turn course. But the dude literally, he mistook an alien virus as like an ancient, how do I put it? Anyway, whatever. Let me keep this going.
The Genova project was approved soon after. A bold initiative to resurrect the long-dead ancients. An initiative that resulted in my conception.
And that's what fucks up Sephiroth even more, is because he's taking, who said it? I want to give you credit. 1 second. 1 second. Miyako, best girl. He took Professor Gast's word as gospel, so he really believed he was an ancient. Gast was confused because Genova took the form of a Cetra woman. Yeah, that's how Genova kind of infiltrated the Cetra as well. You know? You know? And as we know, Professor Gast had a thing for the Cetra women. You know what I'm saying? Professor Gast, he likes those ancients, bro. Okay? Him and Ifalna. Need I say more? Oops, wrong way.
Rather, my creation. The crowning glory of Professor Gast's wondrous experiment.
He created you?
See, I love that. I call that Sephiroth's Genova face. Like that to me, I feel like when he does this particular face, that's actually Genova. Because it's a very particular pose. And I don't know, it always makes me just think Genova, not Sephiroth. See, Sephiroth just had a Cloud moment. That wasn't Cloud having the brain aneurysm. That was Sephiroth. Now, this is the thing, guys. When I first played this trailer, I'm going to turn it up. I thought Sephiroth was laughing. But, bro, listen. The man's is crying. The man's is crying. He's losing it.
I should go.
Bone chilling. The way he says, like, I should go, mother is waiting, and you just see the dark shadow behind him. Again, to me, I almost feel like symbolically, that shadow being bigger than him is supposed to, like, kind of represent Genova. Because as he says, I should go, mother is waiting, this big shadow behind him. The same pose when he summons the one wing. Ah, maybe it's more about that then.
Mother is waiting.
And now notice the way he walks by Cloud, Zack. He's not himself anymore. Like, this is the moment he's gone. That's it. The switch has been flipped. When he started crying, and then when he flipped into laughter, that's it. Looney Tunes. What's up, Doc?
Hey, hold on.
Crazy, dude. Absolutely insane. Okay. Yep, we still got some time.
I keep asking myself, why couldn't I have come to sooner?
Also, notice, if I'm not mistaken, when Cloud started telling the story, it was daytime. But now that we've gotten to the dark part of the story, it's nighttime.
If I had, maybe I could have saved the village.
Nah, dog, you would have gotten wiped. See that? See that? They did it again. They did it again. Tifa gets insecure. Tifa gets uncomfortable. And Aerith is the only one to notice. I'll put it in slow-mo.
The village.
Look. They keep showing you that. I love it.
Or tried, at least. What?
Okay, let's move this forward a little bit. I wasn't too crazy about all the limping. I think they could have done a little better with that. I know it's supposed to resemble Chapter 2. I know. That's the whole point. The reason why Cloud is limping is because it's supposed to resemble Chapter 2 of Remake, where you limp your way to Sephiroth. Let's keep it rolling. Oh my god, that killed me. That killed me to watch. Oh.
Please be okay.
I agree, Miyako. I agree.
Sephiroth.
No, and by the way, notice, one sec, let me pull this over. Security officer. Ma. As if to be Cloud ask, calling for his mom. You see, this is so the cinematography here is so good. So good. Now, guys, I don't know if you caught this, but the words that Cloud's mom says to him here are the exact same words Sephiroth says to Cloud in Chapter 2 of Remake. Sephiroth in Chapter 2 of Remake repeated Cloud's mother's last words to him to get under his skin.
Run away. You have to leave. You have to live.
Yeah, that's exactly what Sephiroth said to him.
Hey! Hey! Hang in there! You're gonna be okay! Don't worry. I got you. Come on, let's get you up.
And you know what's crazy about that? That's exactly how he stabs Aerith. That's exactly how he stabs Aerith. Now, I like this, kind of like crawling after him.
Sephiroth! Stop! You sick son of a bitch! That's far enough! Drop the sword!
So I know about them not shooting thing. Let's keep this going, actually, before we say it. It's clear right now they're trying to subdue him, get him to surrender. Yeah, at this point, like, bullets got to be flying. I hope they edit that in. It's not a deal breaker for me, but the second he slices his dude up, bullets got to be flying. Or, at the least, they run away. That could work, too. You know, the crawling is a great effect. Paralyzed by fear? I can accept that, like, one or two of them, but, like, there were 4 guys. When one of them got spliced, like, one of them should have, like, panic pulled. Like, I would have liked to see 3 different reactions. One guy starts firing, another guy is just, like, paralyzed, and another guy just books it. Like, I feel like that mixed reaction of fight and flight could be cool to see. Damn, dude, couldn't do him quick and painless. Brutal, bro. Brutal. And, you know, I might be looking too far into it, But to me, that right there kind of just symbolizes it's like the end of what Cloud and Tifa thought was an identity. I'm not putting that well, by the way.
Wait for me. I'm coming.
Like you don't even exist.
Sephiroth!
You don't exist. He's gone. Now they added something here, right? Here's that Genova look that I like to call it. The Genova glare. But then watch. There's a shred of that humanity left. So good. And that's it. All he sees are traitors. The face of loneliness turned into a pure, sinister smile. Man, I didn't want this demo to end. That's ultimately, FF16 did this too, but to me, that's the sign of a good demo. It's like when this ended, I was like, no! No! I just wanted to keep playing, guys. I just wanted to keep playing. But again, that's the sign of a good trailer. That's the sign of a good trailer. Okay, let's see. Everything's still running. We're running on all 4 platforms. Still. Well, thank goodness. That's pretty cool. All right. All right. Fantastic stream, my guy. Can't wait for Rebirth. Me neither. It's right around the corner. Like right around the corner. Yeah, look, I've got lots of FF7 videos coming out. Now that I know this is the final trailer, lots of FF7 videos coming out. We got a Kingdom Hearts podcast this Tuesday. This Sunday, it's going to be an all-day stream. Last gaming stream in this studio. Tuesday will be the last podcast in this studio. Then live streams and podcasts are going offline for a couple of weeks. And then we'll pick it right back up right before Rebirth comes out. That said, Rebirth comes out the week of my birthday. Yo, good for you, Miyu. Good for you. Umbra says, this is likely some lighting/texture glitch, but I've seen people talk about it in the Gold Saucer scene preview during the state of play, but Tifa almost looks like she has a scar where Sephiroth slashes her in the Nibelheim flashback, but she doesn't have that scar during the calm scene. Huh. Let's see. Pull this over. Huh? Hold on. Am I being trolled? Am I being trolled? What scar? This is pointing to her hair. That doesn't prove anything. The line going down, this? That's not a... I don't think that's a scar. On her chest? I don't think that's a scar, guys. You notice how there's these 2 lines right here, too? It could be, but then there's nothing there. Interesting. Tifa just toned. That's what I'm saying. Muscles. Yeah, I don't think that's a scar. Because if Sephiroth sliced her up that good down the middle, she would have died. She would have died. Yeah, I'm not into it. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I don't see it. Okay. I think we're going to wrap up there. This has been awesome. Another great stream, another great podcast. And Rebirth is right around the corner. I'm going to be playing it that whole weekend, guys. I'm taking the Friday off. So like Thursday night into Sunday night when that game comes out, we're playing it through. Like I said, Sunday, we're basically going to stream KH3 and FF7 all day. Tuesday, we have a Kingdom Hearts podcast. And then, yeah, we'll be going a little offline. By the way, congrats on the new house. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's wrap it up here. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks to everyone on Twitter who hung out. Actually, I want to test something. Very much. Like if people want to comment on Twitter, how can they do that? Can you just can you comment the way you can on Twitch and YouTube? I don't know. Screw it. We'll try it another time. I'm going to wrap up today's episode there. I'll wrap it up there. Listen, guys, I'll be live Saturday. I'll be live Sunday. I'm going to be live quite a lot over the next few days before going silent for a week or two. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. I always have a great time during these podcasts. Big shout out to Josh Z, Will's Word, Guru Ketchy, Mo Chocolate, and Josh Z again for their super chats and memberships. Before we go, let me see something. Perfect. I can do this. We're going to do this right now. Actually, we'll save it. We'll save it for Sunday. Thanks for hanging out.